Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Dulayne. I'm coming to you from Birmingham, England, and I'm a Brummie at heart. I'm a bit weird. This is my E3, Microsoft, Xbox, something or other. Insert many names of consoles here. Xbox live conference, and I'm not going to keep recording everything wrong because I make mistakes. So that's the way I roll. Right. So I don't like the conference. They didn't talk about the Kinect. The Kinect was ignored. They seemed to glance over the whole. It's always going to be plugged in. Bullshit. They didn't talk about the used games market. My theory is, well, the theory that I kind of agree with that I've heard is, what if the game developers can choose to stop games being sold for a couple of months? Shouldn't happen. If you want to buy say a new title like Battlefield 4, you might go and get Battlefield 3. Yeah, bad example because they're all multiplayer, but you might want to play the stories through. You know, like The Witcher. The Witcher's the best example. You want to play 1 and 2 because 3 is coming out. Stuff like that. So used game market is vital, in my opinion. But if they do this if this theory works where they can ban games from their game from being sold for a couple of months, that's messed up. It's ridiculous. You know, renting games. You should be able to rent games. Like, you know, I'm not one of the people who rents very much. I've got more time now. I never used to have time before to rent them. But if I was going to rent games, I would want to do it. You know, I would want to be able to do it. And I can't remember where I was going to go with it. I always mess this up. But yeah, it's bad. I might want to try games out. I like to buy the games anyway. I don't rent them out. That's where I was going. So if you take away the rental market, that's stupid. So, gonna just quickly gloss over it. Metal Gear Solid looks interesting. Glad they didn't say it's exclusive to the console. Looks like it's definitely going in a good direction. Open world is nice. That was a big focus today. Seems like a lot of the games that Microsoft want are open world. For the whole fact of no loading screens. And, you know, you can free roam wherever you want. That's pretty cool. I wasn't very overwhelmed with the conference though, to be fairly honest with you. It did feel very scripted, rehearsed. Yes, they're all scripted. All these conferences are made to be, you know, made in advance. But there was no passion. Like, for example, during the conference, there was the section where Battlefield 4 is being talked about. I don't remember names. I don't care for names. To me, anyone who comes up talks about the game, they're talking about the game, not themselves. Basically, the music didn't play. One of the game, Dragoon or something, whatever it was called. As you can tell, I'm not really motivated by the Xbox stuff. I do like the Xbox 360, it's a nice console, but, you know, I just don't, you know, the Xbox One's not for me. When the music in the Battlefield 4 went, he just stood there like a twig and ciphered the play and passing. I've got single glazing shit. There was no life to him, no passion, no anything. He was just like, he didn't know what to say, and the people were heckling him, and he didn't know how to do it, how to handle them. He didn't seem like a people person, really, so I think that's kind of messed up. And because the music wasn't playing and it was going on, and there was no passion, there's no energy in it or anything like that whatsoever, and that's disappointing. That really is, you know. And then of course at the start of the conference, by the way, anything I talk about is not in order. It's just I'm just saying how it fits in, because that's how I am. I'm getting used to talking. I do a lot of let's plays and walkthroughs and stuff like that. But when it comes to talking about stuff, I'm getting myself used to being confident on the camera and stuff like that. It's weird. Ignore it. But then we get on to where, well, Yusuf Mehdi, they've updated the 360. Yes, you'd expect them to bring the 360 up, aesthetically, you know, the UI, the HUD, how everything looks. But now they bought another new console out which you can buy today. Sod that. If I want to buy a 360, I'll buy a 360. Why have I got to go? It's just silly. I think, couldn't they just improve the ones they've got, bring out new revisions? It's just, why make it small? Yes, Sony do it, so we're going to do it. You know, that doesn't really work to me. It's silly. They've also made me laugh when they said, we're going to finally give you free games for having live. Yes, Sony did that 3 years ago. PS Plus, whenever that came out. So, well done, you did something we all knew about. Stupid. Your Xbox Live will transport over to the Xbox One. No shit, Sherlock. Thank you very much for telling me the obvious. You would expect that to be the case because Microsoft want money off you. They talk about how they help the indie developers. No, they don't help the indie developers. They go, here's a wad of cash. Here's about $25,000. Do you want it? There you go. Have it. Oh yes, we'll sign a little contract. We'll sign it. Yeah, we'll just sign it there. And, you know, I talk about Minecraft and all that stuff. Minecraft's a crap example of how they've helped indie. Minecraft helped itself because it was a good game and it built itself up to be a good game, and it had the community behind it. And of course, people are going to want to try it out. It's Minecraft. Like people are like, oh, I want to try the game. Can they get the game, Mum? Can they get the game? And the parents go, there you go, have the game. Throw it on the desk, play it. Silly. We have Forza 5, which they brought up, which was a bit of a moot point for me. The game, to play a racing game, yes, it's nice to look at the cars. They're nice looking cars. But when it comes to a game, I want to play the game, enjoy the game. No AI, that's bullshit. Traction control, all that kind of stuff, I see them as a form of AI. Because they say there's no AI in the game, it's human. There's this driver cloud or something, I forget what they call it, drivatar. And it monitors how you're driving because it will inform you how to do different things based on how you know, the data it gets off you and stuff like that. But that's just AI to me is the in-depth of the car. You know, they mix terms up in my opinion, and I think, you know, they've gone for the let's make the cars look good and make them drive quite good. And I don't know, but I'm not a racing car driver fan, so don't take what I say as good or bad or whatever, because that's just me. I'm not a racing game. The last game I really played hardcore as a racing game was Gran Turismo 2. So really, you know, heck, I can't even use the vehicles in Defiance these days, let alone bloody that. So anyway, what else was there? Minecraft, Dark Souls 2 looks pretty good. You know, more of the same. Looks like there's more going on in it. Didn't get much though. I'm going to wait and see what comes out from them themselves. Like I said, I've got to play Dark Souls. I've even got to play Demon Souls. That's a personal problem with me. I've had no time to play them. That's changing soon, but we won't get into that. Another good game, a game that I like the look of, and maybe it's not new, I don't know. I don't keep up with every type of gaming, but Project Spark looks interesting. The idea you can sit there, make a world, you can use smart glass, which is nice. I like the way you can use smart glass to make things and connect to talk on it, I guess. You can make dynamic levels, people can come in and change it, and the gameplay changes as you play along, so you can make a rocket pet, you can make it into anything you want. You can build cities, you can make it look like an art, you can add rivers, mountains, you can terraform it. Looks pretty, that does look pretty sharp, that is pretty nice. I won't talk about that yet. Going into the Dead Rising 3, looks pretty good. I can't remember what I said about that now. There's definitely a hell of a lot going on. That's another game where it's open world coming into it. I like some of the weapons. There's one point where there's a sledgehammer, so it's a sledgehammer saw, so they've got the sledgehammer on the one end so you can whack people with it, and they've got a saw so you can cut them up, and it looks like that game is developing really well. Shame it's an exclusive game to the Xbox One. That's one thing. What else was there? There's quite a few other exclusives. I haven't got a list of them right on me, but you know, I can't really remember. I'm just so unorganised when it comes to things like this. Last time I watched E3, I was a bit more structured and I knew what I was doing. This time, because I was actually recording the live conference and doing my live commentary over it, but because I fucked it up, that's what happened there. Battlefield 4 looks like it's going to be good. I like the fact you can destroy, like for example, you're going through the ship and then you get onto the top of the ship when it's all been destroyed or whatever, it's being in the middle of being destroyed. There's planes resting up. You can actually fire at the plane to make it fall down and shit. Looks pretty good, interesting. I like how the combat looks in that, pretty fun. That's one game I was looking forward to seeing. That'd be nice to play when that comes out. Again, we expected this exclusive game DLC for the console first, of course. But yeah, Battlefield 4. What lies below? There's more new game studios, and the traditional. Here's a Halo game. Here's a new Halo game for you. And my head keeps bobbling. Like I say, I'm not used to camera stuff really too much. I do my vlogs. But when it comes to sitting in front of a chair and sitting still, it's like a little kid in the case. I'm like, I gotta move. But anyway, they're doing 5 new studios. There's more exclusives. Project Spark for everyone? No, I don't think so. I think if they go exclusive, I think this is the problem. Gaming, each company, Sony, Microsoft, they just want to be greedy and go like, well, let's block that type of game off and block that type of game off. No one can come in and meet the two. You can't play them both. So gaming isn't really for everyone. I know that that isn't the context they're talking in, but I can't remember exactly what they said, but it's like it's going to be something for everyone. You know, bringing all gamers together. I don't know. But gaming is pretty messed up at the moment. It's a shame. But yeah, a couple of good things I liked. I did like the smart glass. That is interesting. I'm still going to talk about the price, ain't I? Yeah. What else is there? The smart glass is good. I like the fact that they've actually come to their senses and making a proper wallet now, where if you live in the UK, it's pound sterling. If you're in the America, it's dollars. If you're in, Japan, it's yen. Or Europe, euros. At least they're actually getting to the senses now and realising people don't want to figure out, well, how much is 500 Microsoft points worth? Is that £5, £10, £12, £50, £7.89? That's it's nice to see they've actually come to their senses. And the other thing I like is, and I'm going to hold my breath because this could be something that Sony are doing as well. I'm sure they're doing something similar. They might be. We haven't seen yet. There's going to be live streaming to Twitch directly from your console, which is awesome. Well done. They actually got one thing right. Will we need capture cards anymore? Really? Because you can just upload it to Twitch. Or is there an agreement where you can only live stream it, and if it comes off your console, you can't get the past broadcasts and stuff? So it would be good if they let you save the broadcasts so you can look back at them later to YouTube. I also want to know, they said that you'll be able to upload your videos that you do. So you could say if you play this, what was it now? The one fighting game that was on. They showed, what was it called? I forget. So, but say for example you're on that game and you're playing, you do some sick combo at the end and you want to show off the win. You can upload. You can go into the editor, edit it, make it do what you want to do, upload it. Where to? Can it go to YouTube? Can it go to Twitch? Can it go to where can it go? Well, not Twitch because Twitch is live stream. But can it go to YouTube? Can it go to Vimeo? Can it go to any other site you want it to go to, like Tagged or whatever? What they're going to do, it'll be interesting to see if they can implement something good. And they've got some good games for it, but because it would be nice to have it inbuilt to the console, no capture cards. Obviously, you're not going to be able to upload to the computer, but maybe there's a way you could put it off the computer, put it on off the Xbox, put it onto your computer. Maybe it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, I like them two things about it. Like I say, I wasn't really impressed. They definitely held a lot more information from us. Damage Control is definitely their game. We knew they were going to do a lot of games. Rome, was it Rice? Road to Rome. That looks okay. Not my cup of tea. I'm not really into that kind of thing. But, well, I might be. I don't know. But, and then the one pièce de résistance, which kind of really grinds me, is, well, it doesn't really grind me. I don't really care. I'm not going to get the console. But for anyone who wants to get it and is foolish enough to get it at launch for your sins, if you're in the UK, it's £429. If you're in the US, it's $499. If you're in the Eurozone, it's €499. Comes out in November 2013. So you've got 5 months to save up your money. I've got to start saving pretty soon. Otherwise, I'm not going to get my console of choice. That's if I get one. So, for example, that's pretty fucked up, to be honest, really. For example, though, say if I get that, that's going to have the Kinect with it. So I don't personally want the Kinect. So you're paying, say the Kinect's worth £80 solo. That's £349 That'll make it a bit more better value, I think. It's ridiculous. But then say I want to get 2 games at launch time. Say I want to get Dead Rising 3 if that comes out. Say for example Dead Rising 3 and Destiny come out at the same time this year, right? So let's be more realistic. Yeah, 2 games. That's £80. £80 to £100. That takes us to $529 pounds. Then I want to get another controller because my brother wants to play. That's another £40 probably. Then say I want to get some accessories like I don't know, battery packs, whatever. You're looking at £500, £600 odd pound for it. That's an absolutely ridiculous joke. In America, you guys have it worse. It's $60 per game, isn't it? I mean, it's all, yeah, $60 per game plus 120. So that's $629 for 1 console, 2 games. No extra controllers, no nothing. I just think they've lost the plot. They really have. They really have. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that little video. And like I said, I'm going to try and cover, I'm going to at least cover Sony's, but I'm going to try and cover the Ubisoft and EA commentaries as well. Give you my thoughts and opinions. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, if you found this informative, leave some comments if you have any questions, or if you want to give your opinions on anything, feel free to put them in that comment section, folks. I would really like to hear from you. So have a good day, have a good night. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Peace out. Adios, my friends.